Okay. Hello everybody, what's up? My name is Steph Koza, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Bumblebee. As you guys probably know if you've been following my channel for a while, I am not a huge fan of the Transformers movies. I'm a huge fan of Transformers, like the cartoon, the toys, they're awesome, I love them, but I've been a little bit less than impressed with the Michael Bay movies. I enjoyed the first one, I don't know, I thought it was pretty good. I feel like the first Transformers with Shia LaBeouf was like a pretty good movie. It was like, yeah. Okay, this isn't bad. And then it just went downhill, just like rapidly getting worse and worse every year. So by this point, my faith and hope in Transformers movies is next to nothing. And then Bumblebee came out, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So Bumblebee is a Transformers movie that is not directed by Michael Bay. It is still produced by Michael Bay, but it is directed by Travis Knight. And Travis Knight has done some really cool things, mostly animations. He did Kubo and the Two Strings, he did Coraline, Paranorman, and I think just like a handful of Laika animation projects. His entire repertoire is like pretty much all animated movies, which is kind of cool because Transformers is mostly animated, 50% animated. It's a lot of animation with the CG and the Transformers and all of that stuff. So that alone is very exciting because it's like, okay, this movie might be like primarily Transformers. Like we're gonna get a little bit of the humans, a little bit of their story, but it's mostly about the Transformers, which is like kind of the point and kind of what I've been wanting these movies to do for a while. So that's really exciting. And this movie also stars Hailee Steinfeld, who I love. Like, I have just grown to love this actress so much. Everything she's done has been wonderful. I really loved her in Edge of 17. That was like the first time where I was like, yes, I love this actress. And in this movie, she plays a girl named Charlie. She's kind of an outcast, kind of an underdog, and she finds this car that turns out to be Bumblebee. And so this movie is basically an origin story of Bumblebee, the character, and also it's a prequel to the original Transformers movies, like the first Transformer with Shia LaBeouf. This comes right before that movie. So it's like when the Transformers first come to Earth, and it's all about that origin, and it's also about Bumblebee and how he loses his voice, and how he comes to know the humans, and know this world and Earth, and it's just like this nice little window into a very small portion of the Transformers origin and universe. And it's also just a cute little story of Hailee Steinfeld's character Charlie meeting Bumblebee and their like friendship and how they kind of help each other to grow together, I guess. Like Bumblebee is alone and lost in this planet that he's never been to before and has no idea what's happening, and he doesn't have a voice and he's just lost. And then Charlie is also all alone. She doesn't really have any friends. Her dad passed away. She's just like this classic rock loving little like 80s emo kid basically. And so seeing their friendship come to life is really cool and one of the best parts of the movie. It's very heartwarming, very beautiful, also really funny. Just like, I don't know, just very fun interaction to watch. The Transformers themselves look amazing. I think these are the best Transformers that we have gotten so far in all of these movies. They're a little bit more simplified than previous movies. There's not as much like gears turning and like intense details, but it's enough to be like, this is awesome. These are Transformers, and they're the Gen 1 Transformers, like the classic design that everyone loves. And that alone is like so exciting to see on the screen. It's just so cool. And then we get some really cool Transformers, like obviously Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. And then we have Shatter and Dropkick, Shockwave, Cliff Jumper, just like a ton of Transformers. And it's really cool to see them all in their Gen 1 form and just being badass. But I do think the bulk of the story is Charlie's story, like maybe even more than Bumblebee's story, which I'm not really sure is a good thing. Like, I really enjoyed Charlie. I think this is one of Hailee Steinfeld's best characters to date. Like, probably my second favorite, right under her character in Edge of 17. Like, she's so lovable, so relatable, really funny. I love that she's like this badass chick who fixes cars and works on cars and is just like really into all this cool stuff. And she's just a very complex, interesting, relatable character that I truly enjoyed. But I think this movie was very much about her story, which, like, obviously she is one of the main characters, but for a movie called Bumblebee, you would think it would be like 100% about Bumblebee, and it's a lot about Bumblebee, but it's more about him just kind of existing in Charlie's life. And she does help him save the bad guys, and he does end up saving her a lot, and they're like really helping each other out throughout the whole movie and like trying to take down the Decepticons, and that part's really cool. But I think the bulk of this movie is just Charlie and Bumblebee's relationship and Charlie's life and her evolving into a new person. That being said, I think that story is very heartwarming, very charming, it's very well written, I enjoyed watching it, but I think there was a little bit too much of that and not enough of the actual Transformers story. I do really love the way Bumblebee looks, like they give him so much humanity in just the way that his eyes move and his facial expressions, because he doesn't speak and he's a like transformer, so it's hard to give him a lot of emotion, but this movie really captures every emotion, like just the way his eye will move or it will like open and close in a certain way. You can like really see exactly what he's thinking, and I think that was done really well, like probably the best that it's been designed in all of the Transformers movies. But I think this movie really hits home emotionally. It has this beautiful 1980s aesthetic that's just fun and cool to be a part of. It's got some great jokes, and it's just a really charming, genuine, sincere film. I think at times it did sort of feel like a classic 80s John Hughes movie where it's just like very heartwarming and like you kind of want to cry a little bit and it's very emotional, but it also has that like fist in the air moments. You know what I'm talking about? The John Hughes thing. It had that a lot of that charm. And it also kind of felt a little bit like a weird Transformers remake of E.T. Like it had very similar motifs and storylines going on, which I guess isn't really a bad thing, but it just isn't something that I would expect from a Transformers movie. I'm having a hard time like truly reviewing this because I was so surprised to see a good Transformers film that when I came out of the theater I was like, that was incredible, that was so good, that was amazing. But now that I've like really thought on it and I'm like trying not to compare it to the other Transformers movies, because when you compare it to the other Transformers movies, it's incredible. Like, it's mind-blowing. Weirdly, I still like the first Transformers movie the best. It might just be like a nostalgia thing, or like I have a weird thing for Shia LaBeouf. I don't know, I just really like him. But I really liked that first movie. I thought it really captured everything that I wanted, and it had a lot of Optimus Prime, which I'm a huge fan of. But this was at least the second best, if not the best. I need to give the first one a rewatch if I'm being honest. But like, very, very good Transformers movie. But in the grand scheme of movies, I don't know if I will like get super excited to watch this movie again. I think it was pretty good. I enjoyed watching it. It made me tear up a little bit. It gave me the emotional roller coaster that I was looking for. It gave me some awesome Transformers fights, which I loved. It gave me some Bumblebee, who I love. But it almost just felt like a classic 80s feel-good movie that happened to have Transformers in it. So yeah, that being said, I think I'm gonna give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. Like a pretty high 3.5, pretty heavy 3.5. I'm almost going to a 4, but I think I'm gonna hold it back a little bit. But that's my review of Bumblebee. Let me know if you saw Bumblebee and what you thought in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, feel free to pop into our Bumblebee chat room that I will be starting live right now. Boom, there it is. Link in the description if you want to come join our chat room and talk about this movie or talk about other movies, whatever you're feeling. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Steph Koza. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more movie reviews, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!